We are live.
Woo!
Alrighty. We have 4 people in the waiting room. You want to let them in, Arjun?
Let's let him in. Hey guys, this is
Woohoo.
Arjun and Jack from HelloWoofy. Thank you so much for joining in today. If you're looking to join the call, you know where to go. Go to your dashboard, go to the HelloWoofy dashboard, and on the bottom left in the middle, you'll see the Zoom call. And we do these every Friday. We do live trainings, live question Q&A, FAQ. We go over FAQs as well. So please come in, ask for help, ask for advice, show us what you're working on. We'll give you feedback as well. But thank you so much for joining in. We got Jean, we got Mia, we got Victoria, we got Jennifer. Jennifer, come on over. I think your camera and audio are not connected, but we're going to have a couple of discussion points today. We're going to talk about a couple of new trends in social media, new platforms that are coming out and making some waves. And we're going to, again, talk about some new stuff at HelloWoofy as well. So we're super excited about that. Let's see. All right. Welcome. So let's get started with a quick introduction. Tell us a little bit about who you are on the call, who you are, what you're working on, why you're so awesome, and maybe a way we can help you out today. So we'll start with the top left. Jean, let's start with you. I love your background.
Good.
I love the wallpaper.
Hey, everybody. I'm a fumbly bumbly psychologist trying to get all this tech stuff taken care of. So I'm looking to process my courses, get them out there, be able to market them. So that's Mia's on there because she's my virtual assistant, and we're trying to move beyond just a PowerPoint presentations, which are a bit boring in today's world. So I need to kind of juice it up and figure out how to make all the content that we have, make it live.
Sure. So tell me a little bit more about the type of coaching you do. You said coaching, and so you said Mia is your virtual assistant here?
Yeah, no, it's straight psychology at this point, but I'm trying to take my my coursework. I'm trying to take that more into the coaching arena with relationships. I'd like to do I do relationships, but then the other little piece of it is to do something similar to the retired husband syndrome.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that perhaps later on.
Because I live in a retired area that people live in paradise, and they say, "How come I don't feel like it?" So that's kind of what we're looking at.
So we'll talk about how to create content, where to find some inspirations, because you already know exactly how to do it, but you may not know that you know. So we'll talk about that as well. So that's good to know. That's a good question. Mia, from a virtual assistant side, what is something we can do to help you out, or some questions you have on HelloWoofy, or just in general?
Yep. So I just want to get some insight about marketing Dr. Carey's courses through HelloWoofy, because we've been using HelloWoofy for quite some time now. And I just really want to have insights about it, or tips for us to maximize HelloWoofy in terms of marketing.
All right, so let's talk about and yeah, this is the number one question that comes up all the time, which is, how do I create content? Because you have a great gun of a sort of content marketing, but how do I actually load it with bullets, right? So that's what we're going to talk about. Jack, can you go ahead and give me sharing capabilities, and we'll go ahead and get that up and running. All right,
should be good to go.
All right, let's go. Okay, so I'm going to share my whiteboard here. So guys, and this is why you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about in a few seconds. The number one thing that you want to talk about or find inspiration from is your FAQs. So I know people are asking you the same questions again and again. What is a great relationship? What does it mean to have the syndrome that you're talking about? Blah blah blah. Right? The same question. You're probably tired of talking about it again and again. So that's a good source of inspiration. The easiest thing is, open up your phone, open your camera, and take a quick selfie video on the topic. It could be like, hey, this is a number one question that keeps up coming to me again and again. Let's break it down in 60 seconds. If you want to learn more, click on the link below, click on the link in the bio, and we can jump on a quick introductory coaching call or whatnot. But take that video, and then you can also take that video and turn it into a blog post if you wanted to, for SEO purposes. We're looking at a couple of people on Fiverr right now that can take videos and transcribe them into long form content. And that long form content itself, the blog post, if you will, you can put a longer version of the video or the short form version of the video. It could be just simply transcribed with all the questions that keep coming up again and again. And that helps you with SEO. And also when it comes to YouTube, if you embed a YouTube video in there, it'll help you with YouTube. And of course, you have the original video itself, which could be a quick reel, it could be a TikTok, it could be a short on YouTube as well. So you've already got 2 pieces of content right there. And then I don't know if you have a newsletter already, Gene, but take that blog article and maybe you can link your newsletter to the blog article, and you can have the other videos in there as well, plus an article or short blurb about the content itself. So now you have 3 pieces of channels that you can automate. And by the way, in HelloWoofy, newsletters are powered through MailChimp. Blogging is powered through WordPress and Medium as well. And then of course you have the automation for the social media side. So FAQs are really, really good. The next thing is testimonials. What are people saying that they love about working with Jean and her practice or whatnot? And so you want to make sure that you highlight the objections first. So what are your objections? What are the people saying that, what, maybe your prices are too expensive, maybe you don't have the experience, maybe you don't have the expertise, and then you're like, bullshit, that's not true. This is why you should pay for this, because I have the experience, I've got the expertise, I've got testimonials and video and text format. And once you basically overcome that, turn that into video content, blog content, newsletter content as well, so that other people who have the same objections, they're like, yeah, I don't have an objection anymore, let's get on a call and let's sign up. Does it make sense so much so far, Gene?
Absolutely. The newsletter was the conversation of the day, right, Mia?
There you go. There's a big check mark right there. And make sure that you only keep it. Make sure you keep your newsletter very simple, like one article, maybe one article that you're talking about as a blurb, maybe one video, and then maybe on the bottom, the 3rd paragraph could be, or the 3rd section could be, hey, if you find this insightful, click on the link, get on my Calendly, schedule a call. Maybe in Calendly itself, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but you can actually embed Stripe directly into it. And you can charge for that introductory call if you want to, like $25 or $50 just for the introduction, and then get them into your coaching and whatnot, whatever funnel you want after that. But keep it simple. And that's something that you can replicate every single week if you wanted to. This section stays the same. This section might rotate between 1 or 2 videos. And this section may rotate between 1 to 5 different blog articles that you're just repurposing and recycling. Typically, at least we get about a 45% open rate on newsletters. When it comes to traffic to your website and conversions, you may get like a 1 to 2% conversion. These are just industry standards overall. And then when it comes to social media, you may get maybe 5 to 10% conversion in terms of engagement. It just depends on how much following you have and things of that nature. But those are the numbers you have to keep in mind. So it's not just like one time and done. You have to do it again and again. I'll pause there for a second. Any questions so far from Mia or Jean before we move to Victoria?
Quick question on the newsletter. I was thinking about putting in some local news, like or just like these 2 things are happening on the island this month. I was wondering if that.
So if you have to address your clients' questions and pains and what they're looking for. If they want that, then sure.
Okay. But not usually. Okay.
You just your client better than we do. Like, what are their pain points, right?
Okay.
What are they really like? I have no idea how to solve this. I really need someone to help me with. And then your solutions as well, right? And then of course, maybe something ancillary, that's adjacent to it. Maybe you partner. I'm making this up. You're a relationship coach, so maybe you're working with someone who does marriage counseling or helps people in the dating field or whatnot. Something that's related. And then what you can do is drive revenue to them and get a commission on that. Okay. We're looking at a whole bunch of partners. We have a couple of partners. They give us commission, we give them commission, but they're like right next to, they're adjacent to what we do.
Okay, perfect. Would you use a professional like Esther Pearl or something like that for a relationship? A big name, a big name person like Esther Pearl. She's big in relationships, and I take a lot of her work. Or
it depends on how much of an audience you have, because the number one question she's going to ask, and this always happens with us, is how much of an audience do you have, and what can I get back? Okay. So That's a question you have to look at your subscribers, your followers, your conversions and all that metrics, put it into a beautiful infographic, and then send that infographic as like almost like a media kit. Jack, anything you want to add on your side before we move over to Victoria and help her out?
No, I think you hit it straight on.
Okay, there we go. That's how I like it. All right, let's move over to Victoria. So Victoria, tell us a little bit about who you are, why are you so awesome, and how can we help you?
Okay. Well, before I get to that, I have this burning question. What's the name of your dog?
Snoopy.
Snoopy. Okay, I do
It is
remember
Snoopy.
that.
I will bring up a
Okay.
photo of him in a second, but go ahead and ask your question and while I bring that up.
Okay. I have a few things going on. I'm a published author, so I do like to, and let my, I guess you want to say my fan base kind of know when I have a new book release. But the main
Sure.
thing that I'm actually getting into is the lack of presence for content creators of all types of art forms. So
Okay.
I am about to launch a TV streaming network. So ultimately, how that's going to work is that it's going to be like, a very watered down, version of some of the big ones, that of, and hopefully, evolve into that. But one of the main things is to be able to provide a platform for content creators that would normally get, the opportunities from some of the, the big, the big companies that have, the big featured, streaming networks, but
Sure.
they do have a platform in which their content can be seen, can be viewed, and perhaps, picked up. And not only is that just for, say, filmmakers, but also other authors, that may have, trailers for things and, music, you name it. It's definitely, a TV streaming platform for all types of, content creators.
So that's what you're working on. So your platform
Yeah.
allows inclusion for multiple types of creators.
Exactly. Exactly.
And what is it called? Can we pull it up real quick?
Kickline TV.
Kickline TV. Okay, let's take a look.
Kickline TV. Oh, it literally is just in progress. I mean, the original, like originally I was going to be launching it, say Thanksgiving, but as we're looking at it, it'll probably end up being probably the first of the year. Decided to do it for a 2023 launch.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. Everything takes longer than anticipated. If I told you about how we built HelloWoofy, you'd be like, yep, that's me. That's exactly what's happening here. Okay, got it. So the vision of this is to give essentially an open platform for other content creators. Now, how do you intend on doing that? Is it going to be a membership? Is it going to be like a network, a social network? Are you building kind of like a Dribble for filmmakers, Dribble being for designers?
Well, actually, it's a couple. It will have a traditional playlist with with curated films and
Sure.
TV that I'll get rights for and everything else. So it'll be one part of it will be traditional. The other part will be subscription based, and that will have the different categories of all of the different types of content, genres, and everything else that you could imagine.
Got it. So your help that you're seeking is, let's write that down. So by the way, YouTube automation is done and it's actually coming out very soon. We're just waiting on YouTube to give the okay. So keep that in mind. You'll be able to do quite a bit on the media side. Beyond YouTube, you can also keep an eye out for some of the innovation that's coming out with smart speakers. We've been working on that for some time now, and we're really, now getting to a point where white label apps and skills will be, it will be available shortly, most likely Q1 of next year. But then you can actually broadcast not only to YouTube, but directly into people's homes through, those Alexa devices that you might have seen people have. Or
that was something that really interests me, because when we have our new content Fridays, or at this point we're calling new content Fridays, we want to be able to tell people, to make sure they log in to see.
Yeah, but let's hone in on that question you really have. So you're looking to get more content creators on your platform, build a following. What's the pain point that you're looking to solve?
Well, to let content creators know that we're out there and what our mission and our goal is. So that would be one. And then of course, building up our subscription base.
Subscription based as in the newsletter side or actually on the paid side?
On the paid side.
Okay, so first off, no one really knows who you are at this point in terms of the platform. So you have to give away things for free and you have to become what we call as the thought leader of your industry, like the person, but for films, the person for actors to go and get some advice, the person to get, producers, new ideas or whatever. So I would say is start creating content around that thought leadership. Is your background film and acting and things of that nature?
Actually, my son and my sister are the ones that are really the film and everything else. My background is in tech. I've been in IT. So
no, but that's fine. That's then you do it together. You do like a maybe like a type of interview session, which is like the content of the topic of the week is like how do creators and film industries survive post-COVID, because auditions were canceled and nothing was happening in person. Like that could be a topic. You want to be the person that people gravitate towards. Like in our case, we started Content Masters 4 years ago, and people come into the group to give us feedback on the product, give suggestions on the product, ask for help on business topics and small business topics. Like it has become a thing where it's great for us to reduce CAC, to find prospects and also help our current customers. Obviously, there's a business approach to that, but it's a natural way to get people in and without having to sell them. So I would probably start a Facebook group if you don't have it already. Do you have one of your own?
Just literally started with this one. No, I'm sorry. I should say with the Kickline TV. But I mean, we have other Facebook groups, meetups, and things that were out that were been.
But you want to put them into one. You want to put them into one central. I wouldn't say database, but like one central group. And there are other examples of this, like Community, or there are a bunch of other platforms that help you create like your own little Facebook group, so you don't have people distracted. But I think Facebook group is free and it's easy, and everyone's on Facebook. That would be one thing. In terms of creators, maybe you find that other platforms are more specific for your demographic. I'm not familiar with acting. But I would probably go talk to Stellar Adler and a lot of the schools and find out where those people are finding their information, and maybe get speaking gigs and then record those speaking gigs, turn those into what we were talking about earlier, TikToks and Reels and Shorts, become like the person on those social media platforms. And then of course, take that content again, just like Gene, put it into a blog post, put it into a long form, put it into your newsletter, and maybe highlight the actor of the day and their story. And you basically want to become like the mom of all things acting, all things producing, all things creators, if that makes any sense to you.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And then of course you come back to HelloWoofy and we can help you with scheduling it out. Not only do we have the library section where all your content can sit and you can repurpose and recycle all your content into categories and whatnot, but then you can fire it off to your social channels, fire it up to your MailChimp newsletter, fire it off to your blogs. Eventually, once we get the smart speaker up and running, smart speakers as well, and the list goes on and on and on. Discord's coming out very soon. We're almost done with it. That'll help you build a community on that platform. And so you really got to figure out where those leads are, where those people are, and become a thought leader in that.
Yeah, that newsletter is huge, because what we have amassed through the years will be the initial foundation, going into this. So, that was something that was very exciting to me. That got me to, get involved. So I'm looking forward, to being able to access that. And you're only going to be using MailChimp as your source of integration, or maybe look at others?
No, we are looking at others. So long as they have APIs, we've built essentially a universal scheduler. And the goal is to keep adding more marketing channels and more integrations within each marketing channel. So you tell us what the next integration should be. We can do a poll in the group, or, you can tell us as well. You have a question here. Okay, cool. And then What else? What else? I was gonna say again, take the same model. FAQs. What are actors asking you? What are creators asking you? What are the objections? Oh, auditions are too hard. No, you got to know someone there. You got to network. You got to build a relationship, and then you make content around that. And of course, become the knowledge base, become the thought leader. Okay. So did that help you? Victoria?
Oh, tremendously. Thank you.
Okay. So let's switch gears and talk about a few things. I don't know if you guys have been listening to the news lately, but a lot of new things have been coming out in terms of this world of social media. One is, as you know, Elon Musk has taken over Twitter. Did anyone know that?
Imagine that.
There we go. So they are now talking, or there's rumors, and Elon was talking about this too, that they might be bringing back Vine. That 6-second social media network that Twitter acquired a few years ago, and then they shut it down. It looks like they might be actually turning it into a TikTok killer or Shorts killer or a Reels killer. Does anyone did anyone use Vine back in the day or remember it? Jack, what did you think about it?
Oh boy.
And don't whine about it. Don't whine about it.
It was like a cultural phenomenon. It really was. And it was basically TikTok, but like 10 years before TikTok.
Yeah.
And it definitely kind of moved and exploded the online digital era in terms for like content creators.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, for example, the really famous popular YouTubers that have giant YouTube channels with millions and millions and millions of subscribers all came from Vine.
Yeah.
So it's really, really interesting to see that. And to see how our entire culture has expanded from then. So it'll be interesting to see if it comes back, especially apply it to now businesses getting used to TikTok and doing short form content there. But okay, maybe Vine is only 6-10 seconds long. How are you going to put out content, right? So that'll be an interesting switch that may need to happen.
Yeah. Twitter did go from 140 characters to 280 characters. And maybe that 6 second will turn to 12 seconds.
Maybe.
Maybe. And we talked about it here. We dropped it here. Gene, what did you want to say real quick?
Oh, I wanted to get back to Victoria, that your logo and everything is just phenomenal. Your colors are really, really great. But
Thank you.
On another side, I do have a question about us going from this to take the content and put it into more video and more digital kind of thing. And are we done with the printed stuff is what I'm asking.
No, actually we want to do 8 channels by the end of the year, or we wanted to do, I think we're going to be doing probably January, February. We wanted to do direct mail as well, because we know there are a lot of real estate agents in the local communities, and you were talking about communities early as well. They're still getting direct mail is back. It's back, and it has metrics, it has engagement. Like there's definitely, that's a conversation we can definitely have. Maybe perhaps next week we'll expand on the future of direct. I know our generation, people in the 20s and 30s, they're the biggest buyers in the history of vinyl. Vinyl's back. In fact, a lot of new music artists, they actually pushing vinyl, CDs, cassettes. One of my favorite bands is Cigarettes After Sex, and they have vinyls that come out every time they do an album, cassettes and CDs and whatnot. So it's interesting how like history will repeat itself. And to what Jack was saying earlier, Vine is going to be a hit repetition of history, and it was so early on, but it's now, if it comes back, it's going to have a killer moment against TikTok and Reel. It's going to be like, oh yeah, I was there earlier. That's what Vine's going to say.
Okay.
Has anyone joined the Donald Trump platform called Truth? Did you know that there was a Truth social media network? I feel like Victoria has something to say about that. Nothing political, please.
Anybody want a Kool-Aid?
No, I was just going to say I've heard about it. I have not joined it, but I have heard about it.
So apparently Donald Trump has like a few million, but he had what did he have like on Twitter? He had like, I think like a 50 million or a lot of followers back then. So even on his own platform, he hasn't, amassed the same amount. But it's interesting that, and obviously this is like a neutral platform, so like we accept everyone's opinion. But it's interesting how, when the media is being censored, or there's a lot of opinions on one side, and the other side can't really share their opinions. You're seeing the Elon Musk, the billionaires, the Donald Trumps, the billionaires create or buy their own platform so that they can get their messaging out. Now, the ramification of that going forward in social media and marketing is going to be pretty significant, because Facebook doesn't allow for a lot of political ads. Twitter, followed that as well after the Donald Trump election. It's going to be very interesting, especially for your businesses, how media and opinions are shared going forward. Otherwise, we're just going to have so many social media networks. That's for everyone, one for everyone. All right. Anything else we want to talk about, Jack, before we end the call at the last 2 minutes here on the networking call?
I think we're good. We covered all the bases. Helped everyone here, and hopefully we'll see everyone back next week. And I know that Jean, Mia, and Victoria are all new HelloWoofy community members. So let's give them a welcome. Woo, woo, woo. And let us know if you need anything. We're always here to help.
Perfect.
Yeah. Guys, always feel free to reach out, support@hellowoofy.com, jack.foley@hellowoofy.com. My email is arjun, ARJUN, @hellowoofy.com. Reach out, give us feedback. We love critiques, we hate criticisms, and also bring your friends into the Facebook group, because the more the merrier, but we really want feedback. We'll talk about the new designs next week. We'll talk about some new efforts that we're putting into the platform as well next week. But until then, virtual hugs. Take care, guys.
Hey.